While a new pilot legal clinic set to begin this month in the new year at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. It's all part of the William S. Richardson School of Law.
The clinic will help formerly or currently incarcerated individuals who have been unfairly or overly sentenced. The program is called Beyond Guilt Hawaii.
Now joining us live over Zoom this morning to tell us more about it is Kenneth Lawson, the co-director of the Hawaii Innocence Project. Good morning and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all.
Appreciate it. And so tell us a little bit more about this program. So it's not necessarily wrongfully convicted cases, but what kind of cases are you handling?
Right. In the Innocence Project, we represent people who are actually and factually innocent. But in doing our work in the Innocence Project, we come across a lot of people who have just been given enormous amount of sentences for things like drug addiction or marijuana cases. That are just extremely harsh. Some of them spend more time in prison than people that commit murders. We also look towards expungements and helping people clear up their records. A lot of times when a person goes through the legal system and the trial doesn't work the first time or they get convicted, they spent all their money on the attorneys. By the time they get to us, they are broke. And no one's out there to help them. So we're helping, at the clinic, it will help our law students learn how to represent individuals who've been either wrongfully incarcerated or, serving an exorbitant amount of time or need help getting their lives put back in order, rehabilitation, re-entry from going to prison back into society. But, Tom, you and I spoke a few minutes ago off air. I was in prison. I had a drug addiction. I went to prison not for selling drugs, but for being a drug addict. And a lot of the people that's incarcerated are people that have addiction and alcoholism related issues, right? And so what bothered me when I was sitting in prison is like, what am I going to do with my life? I was an attorney. I'm disbarred now. I've embarrassed my family. I'm sitting in the federal penitentiary for getting prescriptions illegally because I hurt my shoulder and I became addicted to opiates. What's going to happen in my life? And luckily for me, I was given a second chance at UH Manoa. But a lot of people aren't as lucky and have not been as blessed as me to take their conviction and then after, be changing their lives, being given a second chance. I sit in recovery now. Next month, I'll be 15 years clean and sober. And so I still do recovery meetings. I have friends in recovery that have prior criminal convictions that can't find a job, because they can't get their record expunged. And it's like, how long do we have to continue to pay for our crimes when we have demonstrated in society that we have rehabilitated ourselves, we've been clean and sober, and we have committed no new crimes? So personally, I wanted to start this clinic to help right some of these wrongs.
Awesome. It's kind of a way of paying it forward, I guess you could say, from having gone through it yourself and now trying to help people in similar situations. How did the idea to start this clinic come about? Is UH the first of its kind?
No, I have a friend that started, legal clinics a long time ago, and there's another Beyond Guilt clinic that this one is modeled after. David Singleton, out of Ohio Justice and Policy Center, is a friend of mine. And he started a clinic like this in Ohio, and we modeled ours after that. And that's how I got started. But I think there's a true need for it here in Hawaii. When you look at compassionate release for people that are elderly and that are sick, and it gives our law students a chance to learn how to care about people that are incarcerated. A lot of what happens is because people look at us and say, well, you're a convict, right? You're a criminal, and why should we care about you? And we're trying to teach our students at the law school that caring is contagious, and that we all are human beings, and all of us make mistakes, and all of us deserve a second chance.
Right, and I think, and we were talking a couple minutes about that too. I mean, especially especially a lot of these Netflix documentaries. There's so much attention on these kind of black and white cases where there's a clear case somebody's innocent, and these high profile cases. But of course, there's a lot more nuance than that. And like you said, people deserve a second chance. How can people apply to have their case reviewed? Do you kind of scan for these cases, or is it people send you letters, or kind of how does that work?
That's a good. Excellent question, Tom. So the way it works is that they go to our website at UH Manoa, at the law school's website, William S. Richardson School of Law. There's a portal where they can apply by clicking on a link to the portal and the application. And then the law students, under the supervision of volunteer attorneys, review the applications, review the cases, and then ferret out which ones that we're going to take, because we can't represent everybody. But you're right, it takes almost an average. In Innocence Project, it takes like an average of 8 years to move a case through the system. So even if we demonstrate through DNA that the person is actually innocent, it may take several years for us to get that person out of prison.
All right, and we have that link right there. We're almost out of time, but just real quick, how can people get involved?
Just contact us. We're you got the link there. Contact us. We take volunteers, but if you got loved ones, or if you yourself are having a problem reacclimating, apply to the clinic. Let us take a look at your case and try to help you out.
All right, Kenneth Lawson, the co-director of the Hawaii Innocence Project, also starting this new project as well. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Absolutely, and we'll have a full link to that at KITV.com. Meanwhile, we are off for a break. Your time now, 6:51. Don't go away. You're watching Good Morning Hawaii.